I know what it feels like to hit rock bottom. It's that quiet, heavy place where time seems to slow down and everything feels like it's falling apart. You start questioning everything, your choices, your strength, your future. And maybe, just maybe, you feel like there's no way out of the darkness. But here's something I want you to remember. Rock bottom isn't the end of your story. In fact, it might be the beginning of a new chapter you never thought you'd write. When everything around you feels broken, it can feel tempting to stay down, to give up, to believe that you've failed, that there's no point in trying anymore. But there is always a way forward. It might not be fast. It might not be easy. But even the smallest step matters. Even the smallest breath you take after a hard moment is proof that you haven't given up yet. Sometimes we think rising again means doing something big, launching a new plan, making a grand comeback. But in truth, it often begins with something very small and quiet, like getting out of bed when you really don't want to, like speaking kindly to yourself when your inner critic is screaming, like choosing to believe, just for today, that things can change, that you can change. Pain teaches us things comfort never could. It forces us to pause. It humbles us. It shows us who we are underneath the roles, the routines, the expectations. And it's in those raw, vulnerable moments that something new begins to grow. Strength isn't born in the good times. It's shaped by every hardship you've walked through and survived. I want you to think of your life like a story. Right now, it may feel like you're stuck on a dark, painful page, but that doesn't mean the story ends here. Every powerful story has a turning point, an unexpected rise, a moment where the hero begins to climb, even if the world hasn't changed yet. Maybe you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but that doesn't mean it isn't there. Sometimes we walk through long stretches of darkness before the first glimpse of light appears. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to pretend to be okay. You only need to take one small, honest step forward, and then another. That's how we begin to rise. Not by pretending we're strong, but by allowing ourselves to grow stronger slowly, gently, patiently. Give yourself permission to rest if you're tired. But don't let the heaviness convince you that you'll stay here forever. You won't. Feelings change, circumstances change, and most importantly, you change. Every challenge you survive builds a foundation for the person you're becoming. And even if you can't see the progress right now, it's still happening beneath the surface. When you hit rock bottom, you are also standing on solid ground. You're not falling anymore. That means you have a place to push up from. You have something steady beneath your feet, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. Use it. Use this moment as a beginning. Sometimes we rise slowly, quietly, one breath, one choice, one moment at a time. You don't need to climb all the way to the top today. You just need to begin the climb. And even if you take 2 steps forward and 1 step back, that still counts as progress. You've come this far. You've survived the days you thought would break you. You've kept going even when your heart was heavy and your hope was low. And that means you already have the strength inside you. All you're doing now is remembering how to use it. Let this be your reminder. You are not broken. You are healing. You are not weak. You are learning how to be strong in a new way. And you are not alone. So many people have felt what you're feeling, and they have risen again. And so will you. Start small. Be gentle with yourself and keep going. Because your story isn't over. Not even close. Here's a warm, uplifting podcast outro script for Emily to use at the end of each episode on Rise Like a Phoenix or Soar High. It's designed to leave listeners feeling hopeful and gently encourage them to subscribe. Thank you for spending this time with me today. No matter where you are in your journey, always remember, you're not alone, and your story is still unfolding. Even the darkest nights give way to the brightest sunrises. If this episode gave you even a little spark of hope or strength, I'd love for you to stick around. Hit that subscribe button so we can keep rising together. One step, one breath, one story. Until next time, keep rising, keep believing. You've got this.